Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to Mind
Body Stuff.
I thought you were going to make me do that alone.
Well, at first I'm like, is it irritating when we do it together every time?
Who cares?
But we kind of like it.
Well, it only lasts about 3 seconds. So if it's irritating, it's over very quickly. How are you guys this week?
How are you? Thanks for all the feedback from the last podcast. We got quite a bit about self-love.
I thought that podcast was not very good, to be honest. When I listened back, I thought, what did we even... We came to no resolution. There were no pearls of wisdom, I felt like, but sounded like you guys kind of liked that. And I think that just shows the complexity and the difficulty that self-love is. And it was fascinating because, maybe it was Ruth who commented and mentioned it like I'm like a fair weather self-lover.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It's when it's fair weather, then it's easy to love myself. And I realized through listening to the podcast, through recording it, listening to it back, and then some of your comments have really helped me realize, like, okay, that's really where my work needs to continue to happen, is when these times of trouble happen. I know we did this last time. Deja vu here.
I'm like, I know this song.
But there was a really interesting comment from a woman who had previously been in traumatic experiences and kind of lived in that space for a while. And when her times are good, when she's in fair weather, it's actually harder to self-love because she's kind of waiting for the other shoe to fall, or wondering, like, what did I do to deserve this? Do I deserve this? And so it's almost easier for her to experience that self-love when things may not be so great. And I thought, oh my gosh, just such a fascinating, like, what are our triggers? What's our belief system? What are all of these? There's so many influences in our lives, in our experiences that make this self-love thing so challenging.
And how different it is for everybody.
Exactly.
I just love that. And that's what I love kind of about the podcast, is that, we talk about ourselves and our differences and our similarities, and then we hear from all you guys, all you people, about, what it triggered for you, what it means for you. And it's very impactful in terms of, just understanding all of us and getting insight into how we live in this world and how we view ourselves.
Absolutely. And it just helps us learn more about humanity. I mean, we only live our own personal lives, and to hear other people's stories, I just think we can just grow so much, understanding and having compassion for the way other people live and think and feel and move through their lives. So thank you for sharing with us, you guys.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Really, really do.
So this week's episode, the theme is control.
Control. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. So we want to... We want to think about and we want to explore this idea of control and why we have this desire for control, and how it's not only a defense mechanism, but also it's a wall that we can build up between ourselves and others, or intimacy, or whatever it may be. So we're gonna dive into this topic. We're gonna segue into this, which really got me thinking about control and where my desires are, and my need, where my need for control is coming from. So my big announcement is
dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. My big announcement is that I found out that I'm pregnant.
What? We're having a baby?
Oh my God, maybe. You know me, pregnancy doesn't always equal a baby. However, if things continue as they're continuing, there's going to be another baby. And it's totally shocking. And we'll get into kind of the mind-body-ness of this all for me and what that means. But my first reaction was, oh my gosh, I don't want the chaos that a third child is going to bring. I just got everyone sleeping through the night in their own beds. Like, I feel this amazing sense of freedom and I like it. and I have more control over my life. My life isn't being controlled by somebody else's needs. And when I found out that I was pregnant, honestly, the hardest thing for me to wrap my head around is how do I celebrate the chaos of life rather than stress about losing control? Mm-hmm. How will I be able to do that? And I'm grappling with this. So I mean, yes, I'm excited for this baby, but to be very honest, there is a part of me that I don't know if I'm gonna lose my, if I'm gonna lose, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna lose something. So yeah,
lose yourself, maybe find yourself.
Yeah, I mean, and so. Anyways, that was kind of the big experience that was kind of my spawn to start thinking about what is this need for control about, and what is my fear around letting go of control. So, do you want to where should we start this conversation? We've got lots and lots of ideas. I've literally been thinking about this concept of control for weeks now.
Well, it's such a great, because I know we're all different varieties of control, obviously, out there. Some of you listening, some of you like to have a lot of control, and some people don't like to have much control.
And I feel like we like control in different ways. So maybe maybe there's people who are very, very controlled about their bodies. Mm-hmm. And a big part of people who have an eating disorder, it's because they're trying to get control, right?
Mm-hmm. They want control over something.
So
one thing you can control
is what you put
in your body. Very clear. You are in control of that.
Absolutely. And so I feel like there are so many ways that we can manifest this desire for control.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, it's not about what I put in my body. For me, it's honestly more about my home. Mm-hmm. And
the aesthetic of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, maybe my schedule. I'm not sure.
Schedule probably.
And I'll talk about my body in a second here too. But just why people need control, how they want to control their life, and what is the need behind that?
Mm-hmm. And is it
healthy?
Is it healthy? Is it not healthy? What does it mean for you to have control in your life? Control for me is morphed because over time, and probably does for everybody in terms of the things that you can and do control or want to control. Mm-hmm. Because when I was younger, I was an anorexic. I was very good at it, by the way. I could starve myself for days. And, but I think because I didn't have any other control in my life, because my parents were kind of in control, or at least I felt that way. And maybe I felt powerless in my own psyche. That it became that I controlled what I ate, and I was very, very good at that. But of course, as time morphed on, that lost interest. I actually developed a blood sugar disorder because of it, which was a gift.
Right.
Makes me have to eat. But then it morphed into, as I got older, then you get your home and you get your place, and it became controlling my environment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And even, I think I have a lot of control issues, like, with friends, or, sometimes I'm like, people can't talk that way, or I don't know. I feel like I want to control a lot of things and I'm not aware of it. Does that happen to anyone else where you suddenly feel like, something's off, and I feel like, oh no, it's because I'm not controlling the conversation, maybe, or
funny.
Or something like that. Like I might get a little feeling in the pit of my stomach, and then I realize, hey, calm down. You're not in control of everything,
right?
And that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So another thing that is. So I don't necessarily need control over like what I put in my body. That is definitely not a way that I exert control in my life. But I want control of my own body back. So I did the math, and so I got pregnant with Piper 2 Julys ago. So in 2016 in July, I got pregnant in February of 2018. February 5th, 2018 was the last day that I breastfed her. And I know that because on February 6th, we flew to the Twin Cities at like 4 a.m. So I know that February 5th was the last day that I breastfed Piper. So from July 2016 to February 2018, something needed my body to live.
Good point. Yeah.
Now, yes, Piper was eating solids as well, but she needed my body to get nutrients and nourishment. Now, when I found out I was pregnant, we did the ultrasound and got the calculations. I got pregnant on March 5th. Okay, that's literally 1 month after I stopped breastfeeding. So 1 month, nobody needed my body. No, it was my body again, but only 1 month. And now, once again, my body is supporting and creating life for somebody else. That it's going to take 9 months just to get the baby on the outside. And then I usually breastfeed my babies, if everything goes well, 10, 11, 12 months. And so I know that it's going to be like 2 more years basically before my body is my own again. And there's a big part of that that's like also freaking me out a little bit. And not to mention the work that I do with Ula, my body is needed by a lot of people. That's the way that I get the choreography out. That's the way that I share. That's the
way you train.
If I were an artist, like that's my medium.
Yeah, it's like your hands. If you're a painter, you know what I mean? It's like we need our hands to paint.
So I just constantly feel sometimes like, oh my gosh, I just like my body, like I don't know,
losing control, or
not losing control, but it's like, man, I was really excited to just have my body back to being mine.
Right. For a little
just
while.
I got 1 month.
Yeah.
That nobody needed my body to like sustain their life.
That's right.
You know?
Right.
And so I think there's a bit about that too that I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a big, as sorry to talk about kids again to all you guys who don't have kids, but of course
But I think it's a concept that's
understandable. And I think that concept of that you're, you haven't had your own body, even though you do, but someone is dependent on it. Something is dependent on it.
You know what? And if we want to get like super into women's empowerment, like how many women out there do feel like their body doesn't just belong to them? How many of you feel obligated that to lend your body to your partner or whoever needs it? Like, I don't think you even have to have kids to be a woman who understands that there's a feeling that your body's not your own. This is not just about being a mom. This is, I think, a woman issue, a women's issue.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And the things we do to our bodies, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's almost like, well, it's sort of society's body. Again, this is that topic we talked about before, but in terms of, your body, and society tells us, like, your body has to look a certain way.
Totally.
So then I'm like, oh, yeah, it has to, because society needs my body to be this way for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. Again, almost subconsciously not having control.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
In a weird way.
Yeah.
So there's all those myriad ways of not having control.
And one thing that B and I have been kind of just talking about briefly, we just wanted to touch on some points before we recorded this, but having control, needing control, desiring control, it's not always bad. So it's not always bad. It's not always an unhealthy thing. So, for example, once I found out I was pregnant, I was thinking, and the idea of losing control and trying to figure out how to keep my peace and sanity in what I anticipate to feel like a lot of chaos with 3 children, ages 4 and under. That seems very chaotic and very stressful to me. And so I was thinking, okay, why am I attached to this idea of control? Why do I feel literally anxious and angry inside when my house is not picked up? Why is that my reaction to it? Is that healthy? Is that not healthy? Where's my desire to have everything in its place where I want it? That's a control issue, and I'm trying to figure out why and where it's coming from. So anyways, you guys know that I always use Ula as an experiment for how I want to live on the outside, or how I want to figure out my role outside of an ULA class. And so
The ULA zone.
the ULA zone, but ULA is a safe space where I feel like I get to play with these concepts and I get to embody different things that I'm trying to really live and be in the rest of my life. So one thing that I tried in an ULA 1 class the other day is I said,
oh, this is good.
I said, all right, so today let's just play with the idea of just letting go of a little bit of the control that you feel inside of your body. So, if we're like doing a pendulum swing where we lift up and then the leg goes up and the head goes down, like what if you let go of a little bit of your control? What's the worst that's going to happen? Your hands touch down on the mat? But are you going to feel that moment of freedom when you actually just let go a little bit? And so my question to myself was, Kaylee, are you missing out on freedom because you're so worried about having control? Because to me, I feel like on the other side of control is chaos, not freedom. And so I wanted to explore this idea of, can loss of control feel like freedom rather than chaos? And so I just, and I integrated it. And there were many times throughout the class that I was talking about, okay, is there anywhere that you can let go of control? Is there anywhere that you can invite more freedom? And so after class, my good friend, she said to me, you know what? Every single time you said that, I just tightened my body more and I like held on to more control in my body. And she said, because everything else in my world right now feels so completely out of control that my body is the only thing that right now I feel like I do have control over. And I thought, what a good point. And so in that instance, she was maintaining this sense of control because it helped keep her probably feeling grounded and probably feeling safe in an otherwise situation where she wasn't, where the other parts of her life were not feeling free.
Where her world feels so chaotic.
It just felt chaotic. And so she's like, no, I need to feel controlled in my body. I need to feel like this is my safe space. And I thought that's so interesting. And so I think it's really important when we look at our need for control, we do look at the reason we need that control. And when she said that to me, I was like, oh, yes. That's so interesting, and it's such a good point, and it just kind of switched the way that I was viewing this need for control.
Yeah, and this is so helpful when we get feedback like this, and any of us, when we're communicating like this and someone shares that, because of course we come at everything from our own perspectives. That's totally fine. That's where we're the experts on us. But how great when we have this opportunity, when this woman shares with you and you realize, oh, but for this person, it's like this. And it opens the door to this sort of myriad of ways that we can view our lives and how this person views control for herself right now and the importance of having control over her body right now.
Yeah.
Which maybe for someone like me, it's not a big deal. My life isn't in chaos right now.
Yeah.
But it's so to me, it's so enlightening. Of course, that would be problematic for her to let go of the one thing that she needs to have control over. And again, it brings up that beautiful, or that sort of important topic of what do you need to have control over, or if anything. And maybe you do. Maybe something in your life something's happening and you need to have control over something. It makes you feel better. Or are there areas of your life where you're like, I don't, maybe this is an area I don't need control in. Maybe I'm putting too much energy trying to control.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about in terms of your home sometimes.
Yeah.
And your space.
Why is my reaction I feel almost angry inside, or not? Sometimes it's angry inside, but it's also just this feeling of I cannot relax until all of these toys are off of the floor.
Yeah.
When I walk in my house, you guys, this is neurotic. So it's super neurotic. When I walk into my house, and this drives my husband crazy. And he feels like he's really judged also. So see, this is a sign to me that this isn't healthy. When I walk into my house after being gone for the day or however long I've been gone, he usually works from home. And so I come into the house and I literally scan the house to see what kind of
what's been done
it's in. And then it kind of sets my mood for the interaction that I have with my husband, which is really not good. That's not good.
Right.
But it's if I walk into my house and it is So he's been in Africa. He's been gone for like 2.5 weeks. And of course, I miss him so much, but I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to leave my house exactly as I found it, which is spotless. Every morning, all of the dishes are done. Everything is put away. So when I walk into my house in the afternoon, I don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm behind. The first thing I have to do when I walk into my house now is clean. And so when my husband is home and I walk into the house and it's messy, then my attitude gets poopy, and then he gets mad at me because I'm grumpy about the house. And who's going to benefit from that? That is unhealthy and it's not good. And so we're trying to figure out our balance between, actually, we've gone to marriage counseling. We went twice, and this is what we talked about.
Well, and
this was the issue.
This is a big topic in marriage counseling. Messiness. Usually it's finances. Finances is one, but messiness is another big one in terms of some people are neater than other people.
Right.
And there's this balancing act between the two for whatever reason. And I have that same issue with my husband, although I've been married a long time, as we talked about. And so, the first 10 years, it was just like, I was like literally ready to just leave. Like, I cannot be married to you. Like, you are just a slob.
Right.
Like, I can't do it. You're a very nice person, but I cannot do the slob part. But now, 27 years later, I've relaxed a little bit, but it raises its head every once in a while, especially after I come home from a trip or something. And I'm just like, and for me, there's this immediate reaction of like, you don't respect me. I don't know where that comes from. That's something to work on. But it's like, if you loved me, you would know that this is important to me.
Yeah.
That the forks need to be organized in the fork drawer.
We are so neurotic. Oh my God.
So the first day back, I got back from Hawaii on Monday, and I had to come in here for a meeting. I forget, like 9 or 9:30. So I woke up early and I cleaned the whole house for 2 hours, even though the cleaning people were coming that day. But I made all the beds. I couldn't believe he hadn't done my son's laundry.
Oh, yeah.
So my poor kid has no clothes to wear. So his laundry is just stacked super high. So I'm like, does anyone care that he has no clothes?
Right. But do they care?
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
So
Nobody
cared.
Then it's like, well, do we need to let go of a little bit of that control because they don't care about it?
Yeah, they don't care.
But also, do we just need to teach them not to be slovenly?
Yes. Hello. Which is, listen to this, guys. You're going to love this. So I never did anything in my home growing up. Like, I never had to clean. I never had to do anything.
Remember, she was a princess.
Well, in a pretend sort of way. But my husband, his mom, they lived in middle rural Michigan. His mom made him clean the toilets. He had to do the laundry. He had to do everything. He does. It did not stick with him. It's like his brain it just was like Teflon. I don't know if you guys know people like that, and I am the one, because I grew up in a house that was always tidy, even though I didn't do anything, it was always tidy, that I expect it should be tidy.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
Right.
That's how I grew up. I didn't do the work, but it was tidy.
Right.
But it's almost like I worry, like, because our house is slovenly, even if I make them do something, the kids are just like, whatever, it's just a slovenly house.
Right.
But anyway, you get to go back to control, like Kaylee was saying. Is it really important for me to feel slightly suicidal and feeling like I want to get a divorce because the fork drawer wasn't organized? Let's just think on that for a little bit.
Yeah, probably not healthy. Does it make you feel safe and grounded because every other aspect of your life does not feel like it's in control? Then yeah, that's probably a healthier reason to want control over something.
Right.
And I think this, just understanding the root, and is my need for control making my life better or making my life harder? Or is it improving my relationships?
Enhancing my relationships?
Yeah, or is it hurting my relationships? Mm-hmm. Now, of course, maybe you're not matched with the right partner. Or, there's lots of things that in an unhealthy relationship, these control issues can be there in whatever. So let's just say in a healthy relationship.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's an important piece to say. In a healthy relationship, is my need for control hurting or helping? And I also think sometimes our need for control, it's like it helps us put a wall up around ourselves so that we think that we won't experience pain. So thinking about like, I don't know, just thinking about someone who maybe has a fear of intimacy, then they're going to want complete control over their life. They're not going to let anybody else in because it's going to mess up their system or mess up the way that they do things. And so they are going to have to lose a bit of control about how they live their life. And essentially, it doesn't make space for anybody else because you have to control every single piece of your life. And the thing is, when you're in relationship with another human being, you can't have complete control over your life.
It's messy.
It's super messy. It's messy. But is the mess part of life? I mean, life is messy. So is this mess just like a part of life?
That's such a good point, Kaylee. So I'm just thinking about like, you know, if I really want to control, I shouldn't have married someone, or I shouldn't have had this person as my partner.
Exactly.
Because it's this whole thing of having to work out these issues with another human is a pain in the butt. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to work it out anymore. But you know what? I like having this human in my life.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, and he adds to my life. And also, let's get back to the topic of children and control. They are a pain in the butt sometimes. I love you, kids. But it's upsetting that when they're babies, they take up all your time. They kind of own your bodies. Then they get to be older, and then you have all this worry about, oh my gosh, what are they going to do? Like, you know, am I doing a good job?
Yeah.
Where are they going to go in their lives?
Safe? Can I control all of the controls to keep them safe?
Yes, it's like I constantly like wake up sometimes like, oh my God, you know, Sam's driving home soon. Is he okay? Like, are they going to drive okay? And where they're going to some concert? Where's that at?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, but it's almost like we invited chaos into our lives by having these people in our lives.
Yeah. Whether they're kids or relationships or, you know, whoever you're in relationship with, I think it's messy.
It's messy. You're going to have, so I kind of understand, like, you probably know a few people that are like, you know, maybe they go to work and then they go home. And they have, nobody really comes into their home.
Yes, exactly. Because they'll get it dirty.
They'll get it dirty. Maybe you won't leave on time, you know, whatever it is.
I go to bed at this time.
Yes.
You can't stay here, you know.
Right.
Yeah,
and so we know some of those people, and part of me's like, oh, well, good for you. Jeez, you know.
Yeah, right.
You got a lot of...
You get everything you want. And you're lonely, but who cares? Because you're in control.
You seem very happy being lonely in control.
Right.
And your house looks very nice all the time.
Your house is always clean. Yeah. Lucky you.
Isn't that funny, though? Just thinking about how we invited this chaos into our lives.
Well, and I think that's, sorry for the non-children people, but I do think that our children can be our greatest teachers because, oh my gosh, you want control. You absolutely lose it when you have a child. And maybe not all of our lessons have to do with control, but I think a lot of my life lessons have to do with control. I like to control things. I do. I like the feeling.
I like it too.
And so to have this this third baby be present in my world, I am like, this is bad, you guys. But it wasn't the first thought that came into my mind was not joy and love and excitement about another beautiful person coming into our family, but like me being like, oh my gosh, my house is going to be a disaster and I'm not going to have freedom in my schedule anymore. I just got to the point where I have more freedom in my schedule again.
Yeah, we were going.
My kid just turned 1 and I feel like it felt amazing to be like, oh my gosh, I went to Ulacation with no kid this year.
She kept saying that too. You knew it was going to happen. You know, this happened to me. I started to brag to everyone, like, because my kids were like 15 and 12 and 10, and I'm like, yeah, here I go. I'm almost done. My ship's come in. And then I got pregnant right when my oldest was 15. And I remember going like, oh shit.
Yeah.
How are you going to do this? But geez, what a blessing now. I mean, I guess I still have a lot of worry because it's like, you know, I have a 5th grader. So now I'm like, oh my God, I have middle school. But again,
It's our great. It is a
It
great
has
lesson.
taught me a lot of stuff
Because
about
you
myself.
can be selfish, and you can't be that selfish when you have kids.
I can be totally selfish, yeah. And
it's
suddenly,
really hard.
yeah, even last night, my 5th graders looked at me and he was like, you know, when's dad? My husband's been gone for work, and then I was gone for 2 weeks, and you could just tell he's very upset by not having both of us around. And part of me was like, but I just want to do my own thing. Like, don't push me, you know.
Mommy's going on vacation again.
Mommy's free. Like, don't, you can't control me. But, you know, again, what a wonderful reminder for a selfish person to be like, pay attention.
Right.
You have this person, and this is why maybe one of the reasons you have this person.
Yeah.
Is like, it's not all about you, babe.
Yes.
You know, like, wake up. And it's not all about your control and not all about what you want. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, that's right.
Do you think some of this is learned? Like, I know you...
Yeah, we had talked about that. I think you should talk about, you know, what happened for you with your mom recently.
Wait, which part?
The part about the potato salad part.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just, I thought it was really interesting because, and Mom, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but this is like, I was in Helena where my sister lives and my mom and my dad live, and we were all hanging out. Like, I stayed at my sister's, and so we've got all the kids playing, and me and my sister were just sitting around, like, drinking coffee and talking, and I'm like, where's Mom? And my sister said that she was at home and she was making the potato salad. We were all going to do dinner together that night, and we were both kind of like, man, I wish she would like want to bring all the ingredients over and be like, I want to hang out with my girls. Like, let's all cook potato salad and drink coffee and talk together. But because she also has this control thing, and I get it. That's the thing. And I think that's why it bothers me so much, is because I understand. She's like, no, I'd rather have it be in my house and I can do it exactly the way I want it. And then I can clean up after it and I can bring the potato salad totally made over to your house when it's time for dinner. And I get that. But it's also like, I do think it is in a way learned then, because we're not learning that what you do is you accept chaos and you say, okay, it's just going to be a madhouse. There's a lot of us. Our family is big, getting bigger. And it's just chaotic when we're all together. But you know what? We're going to embrace it. We're going to cook together. It's going to be messy. We're going to do, we're going to embrace the chaos. And I don't think that I learned the art of embracing the chaos. My parents were divorced. Both of their houses were like very neat and tidy. And I do think part of me inherited that or got that or like learned that a house is meant to be neat and tidy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so then it's kind of hard for me then to be like, oh, but I want the chaos of a big family. But internally I'm like, I don't know if I can handle it.
Because it wasn't modeled for you.
Yeah, because it wasn't modeled for me. And so, now I've got to figure out how to, if that's really what I've got to figure this out. I've got to figure out how to deal with the chaos. And one of my friends, when I was talking about this whole pregnancy thing and how I was scared of the chaos, she said, yeah, but it's the chaos of life. Like, there's so many other types of chaos that are non-desirable. There's chaos of like anger, like somebody storms through the house with anger and just like messes everything up. Or there's chaos of, war. There's chaos of all these things. She said, your chaos is going to be the chaos of like love and a family. And I thought, oh my gosh, Kaylee.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, change
Such a good
the way
point.
you think about
Yes.
this. But it is my desire for control.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm trying to work through it.
Well, and it's the same thing. We were just talking about our moms today. Sorry, moms. Love you.
We do. We love you.
You guys will, my kids will probably, our kids will be talking about us someday, maybe.
Yeah.
As they will, as they should. But
They should.
My mom is 93 years old, and she is a freaking badass. Like, she is, she swims every day. She has led this great life. She is a control freak. Mm-hmm. Just full-on control freak. Like, at Christmas, we won't go to Christmas there anymore because the kids would all be opening presents, and as soon as the presents were open, she'd be running around with a bag. Like, you've got to put the paper away.
Yeah.
Like, instantly.
Yeah.
And my husband's like, what is going on?
Yes.
Like, we just want to enjoy Christmas for just a little while. But her control issue is so big that you cannot have the paper even
on the floor.
No. Even after you open your gift, immediately the paper has to be gone. Like, who does that? And
But secretly, I would like that.
Oh, I know. Part of me's like, oh, good job, Mom. But even when she's telling me, I'm like, I hate you. Shut up. I don't want it. I'm going to make you. put more paper on the floor.
Totally.
But she's
Because
like,
you want to kind of challenge them.
I
It's
wanna
like,
challenge
Are
her.
you trying to work through this issue? Because this is clearly an issue. This is This is
no,
neurotic.
and you're not enjoying your
And you're
grandchildren.
not enjoying your grandchildren. You're not enjoying what matters in this situation.
You're just enjoying
You're
it.
more concerned about your clean house and the paper than you are with your grandkids having a good time. And that's where I have a problem with it.
That's
and
exactly
I don't want to
right.
be that way.
I don't want to be that way either. And I think we have a tendency to be that way.
We do. Both of us have a tendency
Both
to
of
be
us
that way.
do. And I think, you know, we really, and I don't know who else out there is like this, that in that sense of like, you know, this is where control is getting in our way of participating with people.
Very good point. This is where control is getting in our way of participating with people.
And being in the moment.
Yes.
They're constantly not in the moment.
And I think that's whenever we feel this need for control, I think we all, because I'm sure we all, everyone listening has their area that they try to control. I think we need to stop when we feel this come up and ask ourselves that question. Is this getting in my way of being present and of being in relationship?
Yes.
Or is it keeping me from enjoying the present moment because I feel the need to control it?
But the funny thing is about my mom, too, I was going to talk about the positive side of this weird control, that it keeps her alive. Mm-hmm. It is this constant drive of controlling her environment that keeps her, she lives alone with her dog, but everything is controlled. Like, then I go to the store, I wake up, I have my breakfast, this show is on, I feed my dog.
Yes.
Quarter cup, fill the water. Everything is is orchestrated.
Yes.
Then I go to the store at 10 a.m. Mm-hmm. Then I come back. Then I may go play golf with my friends. It's 1 hour. Mm-hmm. We do pitch and putt. Maybe we have lunch. Then I come back. But it's, so there's this weird balance, right? Because it kind of blows me away. Like, because I'm like, well, part of this is keeping her going, too.
Oh, totally.
You know?
Absolutely.
But it's like, so again, the balance of, like what you had said, you know, is this getting in the way of her being with her family?
Right.
Because sometimes it is. You have dinner and you want to sit around the table for a little while? No, that's not happening. You do your dishes instantly.
Right.
And if you don't, she will remind you 10 times.
Yes.
Please pick up your dish. And I'm like, I heard that already, Mom. I'm 55. I know how to do dishes. I don't know if you know that, Mom, but I do.
I have 5 kids. I know how to do a dish.
I can do a freaking dish.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
But anyway, there's that weird, right? I mean, you guys can relate. Like, there's control that keeps us going. Like, yes, it keeps us on our track. It keeps us on our course.
I agree, because I think sometimes without control, part of my fear is not freedom, but just me being like, whatever.
Well, nice day. Maybe I'll go to work, or maybe
I will. Like, eat the whole bag of chips and just keep watching the show. Because you know what? I'm really enjoying eating chips and watching a show.
Pretty fun.
Why am I trying to have any self-control right now? It's more fun not to.
Yeah, I'd rather just...
So yes, there is a piece of that I'm like, okay, but the control also keeps us on track.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, because I have a tendency, like I could easily just sit around all day.
I think that's our fear. Like,
I think that is our
fear.
Will I become that?
Will I sit on the sofa all day and watch CNN?
You're CNN. I'm like at home. I'm the HGTV.
HGTV. I do the HGTV sometimes.
Whenever we're in
too.
hotels traveling for trainings, I cannot wait to get back to the hotel bed, and then I just love watching HGTV.
Oh my God, I redid all the curtains in my house recently because the HGTV is like, look how easily you can change the look of your house by just doing your window treatments. I'm like, yes, for $20.
And so there is a part of me that without this control piece.
Yeah, we have a fear of chaos.
We do have a fear of chaos.
And I'm not sure now, again, where did that come from?
Was control modeled to us?
Well, both of our mothers are very good at controlling their environments.
Very good at it.
Very
good at it.
Make lists, check things off.
Put it on the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And maybe we have a propensity to it in our brains already to go there.
Yeah.
But it's just.
But I do think we have to ask, like, is this serving me? Is this serving my relationship?
That's such a good question. That's such a good question.
I don't think control has to be bad, but I do think we need to ask, is this helpful or is this hurtful?
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, maybe the answer isn't always clear. And sometimes maybe it is a survival thing, honestly.
Yeah, maybe
Like a survival
it is.
piece.
Yeah, from a long, long time ago. Mm-hmm. Like, well, we got to go get the food now.
Right.
We can't just sit around.
Yeah. Watching HGTV.
It's our survival instinct. That's why the forks have to be organized the way they are.
Right,
because
we could die if they didn't.
We could die if the big forks are mixed with the salad forks.
Oh yeah, that's bad. What do you guys think? What are your control issues? Don't be embarrassed. We just told ours. We're neurotic.
We are.
Guys, sometimes this is even worse. This is worse.
Sometimes late at night.
And pretty much anytime, like, I'm gonna leave the house or whatever, I literally, this is so dumb, I will go upstairs and I'll just peek into every single room. I'll look in the lounge, the guest bedroom, the girls' room, our room, the bathroom, Rob's office. I'll make sure every room is nice and tidy.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, but it's neurotic. I haven't stepped foot into the lounge in days, and I still go in and I check the room.
Oh, it looks so nice.
No one has been in it.
Thank God.
It looks exactly the same as
no
it
one
did
go in that room ever.
in the morning.
I know.
Because then I have complete control over it.
Right.
And then it makes me feel
It's
good.
almost like, let's not let anyone in the room.
What other control issues are there? Because we keep going back to our home, our
homes,
schedule, bodies,
food.
I think people even do it through sex.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I think that's a big one.
Yeah, I should probably work on that.
Yeah, decision make. I mean, there's
quick decision makers. There's slow decision makers.
You always have to be the one who makes the decisions.
Oh,
you can't go with the flow. You have to be in charge. You have to be the one who's directing.
Oh,
you
yes.
know, all of that. Like, do you freak out if you aren't? If can you be a passenger? Do you have to be the driver, figuratively and literally? Like, sometimes that really. Yeah, that I have a hard time being a passenger in a car. Mm-hmm. I like to drive very fast.
She does drive fast.
I'm a racehorse.
She's a racehorse. She drives fast.
I like to drive fast, and I like to go my way.
My way or the highway, baby.
Yeah,
although sometimes now, after having so many kids, I'm like, who wants to drive?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Because like yesterday I drove I don't know, or the day before I had to drive the kid to, I don't know, it was like tutoring and then basketball, and I'm single parenting. So literally I drove from 4 until 8. 4 hours around town.
You have your kid in too many activities.
I know.
That's my personal opinion.
That's what the neighbors say too.
It's too much for those little guys.
I know. He says, I'm tired. I'm so tired, Mom.
He doesn't get home till 8 p.m. and he leaves at 8 a.m.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it's hard. But life is hard, and I'm teaching him.
Yeah, Ray.
Shape up, buddy. Just get ready. Control your schedule. Mommy is teaching you this. And never rest. No naps. No snacks.
Oh my gosh, so funny. Oh, can I talk about one more thing real quick, which
please.
I think is really interesting about the mind-body connection of me getting pregnant, and this has a lot to do with control. So, for some reason, I had it in my head for a very long time, even before I started trying getting pregnant and had difficulties. I had it in my head that I wasn't going to get pregnant very easily. It was a deep held belief of mine that was not true, but it was true in my mind. Mm-hmm. And so most of you know my stories with my pregnancies and babies. Like, I have had a rocky road to getting pregnant and having babies. I had a stillbirth, and then it took me 9 months to get pregnant with Huxley. I had Huxley. I had a miscarriage, or I had an ectopic pregnancy when she was a year old. Then I had a miscarriage when she was a year and a half old. And then I got pregnant, and that one stuck like a year after she was or a year after Huxley was 1. So that was a kind of a year of craziness. Then I had Piper. And then I thought I was done having kids. Like, I thought I was done. So everything I feel like in my subconscious, in my mind, in my body kind of relaxed because I had done it. I was done. I was done ever trying to get pregnant again. I never had to be stressed out.
You did your job.
I did it. I did it. Yeah. I did it. And I never had to think about trying to get pregnant again. 1 month after I stopped breastfeeding, like, I get pregnant.
Interesting.
So incredibly easy without even trying, without even thinking about it. It was effortless. And I know one of the worst things that you can ever tell someone who's trying to have a baby is just try not to think about it. Relax. You're like, this is all I want. This is all I think about. That is like the hardest thing to say. But the mind and the body, it's such a powerful connection, I feel like. And for so long, I was trying to control the situation. I was trying to so desperately understand my body and understand my cycle and do the ovulation predictors. And I had all this, like, I even had like this fancy like software, this thing that I would put on my rib, and it would take my temperature 10,000 times a day so I could predict when I was ovulating so I could get pregnant and all this stuff. Like I was trying to control it so much. And it wasn't working. I mean, yes, it worked. It successfully did work a couple times, but I was obsessed with the idea of trying to control it. And when I just completely let go of control, thinking like, oh yeah, I'm done. I don't have to worry. So it was so hard for me to get pregnant. I didn't even think that I had to worry about not getting pregnant. That literally is the farthest thing from my radar, is not getting pregnant, because I always had to worry about getting pregnant. Mm-hmm. And how fascinating that when my mind and probably my body could relax, but most importantly my mind, which then allowed my body to relax, when it could just stop thinking about this, then it happened.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
And
that
I think the mind-body connection is fascinating, but I do know that I was trying to control my situation. Yes. I was trying to control my life when I was going to have kids.
That's
I wanted
such a
kids
good point.
2 years apart, like whatever, like I wanted to control it. And this I did not want. It's so completely out of my control, and it just happened. And I think there's a really good lesson for me in that as well.
Ooh, I love that.
You've got to just like, you've got to let go sometimes, and you
can't control everything.
You can't control everything.
You can't control everything.
But are you going to let it freak you out, or are you going to say, you know what? Here's life, baby. Let's take it for a ride and see where it goes. Because I guarantee you, there are going to be very, very important lessons anytime you are confronted with conflict.
Oh, good point.
You have very good lessons to learn in times of conflict.
Beauty of conflict.
Can't be afraid of these conflicts. I mean, yes, they're usually uncomfortable, but there's so many lessons and wisdom that we can learn from our conflict.
Mm-hmm. Such a good point.
So yeah, and so the cool down that we've had for a while now, next to me, when I first found out I was pregnant, and I was just like sitting in the back office here, and I don't remember who was teaching, but in the bridge he sings, "Thank you for taking a chance on me. I know it isn't easy, but I hope to be worth it." And I just like lost my shit back here because I thought, oh my gosh, I'm so worried about how hard it's going to be. And in this song, I just felt like it was like his voice was this baby, like singing to me, like, I know it's not going to be easy. Sorry, I'm crying now, but it's like, it's like, I know it's not going to be easy, but I hope to be worth it. And then I was like, God, Kaylee, get over yourself. Get over you. And just like embrace life, embrace this little life that's growing inside of you. Like, you don't have to be in control of everything. You're missing out on so much beauty and joy because you're trying to control it because you think you know what's best for you, but we don't always know what's best for us. We don't know what we need all of the time. And it was just, I don't know, it's just a really powerful moment for me.
That's a really good. And
yeah, you were teaching.
I was teaching. I came.
It was that Monday morning.
Yeah,
and I was
like
I
crying,
came in,
and she was like, "Oh my God, that happened." And the funny thing is, it's just hit me. But we think we have control, but we actually don't.
Yeah.
Over some big stuff.
Big stuff.
We don't, and maybe that's why I worry about the fork drawer.
Yeah, because you feel like I have actually no control over anything, but I can't control these damn forks.
I control these fucking forks.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
But really we don't. Like, sometimes things happen, babies come, illness happens, people leave, whatever it is, and you're like, that's when you go, oh my God, I don't think I have control.
Yeah.
And it's that wake up of like, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to embrace it? Yeah. Are you going to be like, well, thank God I'm here for one more day?
Right.
Because I'm going to make this then the best day. This is what's happening then.
Right.
Like, take the path. You presented this.
I love that.
Yeah, and it's like, you think you're on one path, and sometimes another path emerges, and we kind of fight about it, like, but I don't want to go down that one.
Yeah.
But you're like, but it's already happening. You're on it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, this is the work I need to do, so I'm just going to invite you guys to do the work too. But when you find yourself in those moments, that feel chaotic to you, can you just stop and take a deep breath and just try to find the beauty in the moment? Can you look around and say, this chaos was created by people that I love? Or, if you're the passenger and the driver is driving you crazy, can you just roll down the window and take a big breath of the air and look at the trees that are all blooming and turning so green right now? I mean, can you shift your focus to see the beauty rather than focus on that which you cannot control? And this is, I'm gonna try really hard to do this work too. So
me too. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, can we let the forks go?
I'm going to try and let the forks go.
And Rob comes home tomorrow night, and he's coming back after, 2.5 weeks being gone. I am already prepping myself to not get annoyed when his suitcases explode all over the house. I'm mentally preparing myself to just enjoy him being home rather than like fixating on, I'm sure, the mess that he's going to make when he gets home. Mm-hmm. Because in the end, who cares? And it's so temporary. Maybe it's in my living room for like 2 days, whatever.
Yeah.
But my family will be complete again. My husband's going to be home. Mm-hmm. Am I going to let my neuroses... Is that the right word?
Neuroses. Mm-hmm.
Is that going to ruin the moment for me? And I'm sick of letting it ruin the moment for me. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to try.
And we can model for those kids, too.
We can model for the kids.
Hey, kids, look.
Hey, look, your mom can handle it.
Yeah.
When things aren't going exactly perfect. When she doesn't have control of, everything,
oh.
She can still, be the calm. Can you be the calm in the middle of the storm?
Right.
It's incredibly difficult soul work, I think. But, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to do this work.
Yeah, we're lucky. We're lucky we get to do this work.
We are. We absolutely are. So, anyways, thanks for listening. Let us know. Let us know what you think. Let's keep talking about this control thing.
I'd love to hear about, your issues, where you search for control in your lives. It's just, I would just love to expand on that.
You guys know I check my lounge literally 3 times a day, knowing that no one has been in there. So it probably doesn't get weirder than that. maybe it does.
Maybe it does.
And if it does, let's hear it. We'd love
totally
to hear
fine.
it. Love you guys.
Love
Have
you
a
guys.
good week.
Bye-bye.